One of my favorite moments during the week is being able to reap the rewards of work that I did yesterday, last week, last month, last year, maybe. And I'm not even talking about major milestones. I'm not talking about you put in the work and you got a promotion at work, or you hit a major milestone in your business, or you lost 20 kg and you just stepped on the scale and realized how much weight you lost. I'm not talking about these reaping the rewards of these massive accomplishments. I'm talking about some of those smaller things. Some of those smaller things, like say like I'm meal prepped, then the next day I wake up, the next day it's lunchtime, I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to eat? And you get carried away in the day to day. You forget that especially when you forget that you've done these things, when you forget that you've put in the work, you're going about your day, busy day, you're thinking, oh, what am I going to eat? I want to make that salad. I want to make sure I'm eating healthy. I'm eating things that Emmanuel's told me about within the Simply Lean blueprint. And you're like, oh yeah, I meal prepped. I made a salad last night. That's ready. That's there to eat. Or you're at work. Tomorrow, next week is going to be a busy week. Yep, there's a few tasks on the to-do list. You draft up that email. You draft up the slides, complete it 95%, ready to go next week. You don't need to, you're ahead of it. You're on top of things. Okay, the next week comes. It's time to present those slides, or it's time to talk through or send that email. And you're like, what am I going to do? Then you realize, cool, the work's done. Those smaller things, and even one of the things that I'm really appreciating these days, as somebody that posts a lot on Instagram, on YouTube, is when it comes to the content, and maybe I shouldn't have really told you guys this, but I post videos and I don't always post them right after I film them. Sorry about that. So unfortunately, some of these videos that I do post, some of the reels that I post, I might have filmed it last week, last month, maybe even 3 months ago. But sorry about that. I hate to break it to you. But nowadays, it's the way that I do this nowadays, I'll sit down start of the week and I'll schedule my posts for the next 2 weeks. And my favorite part about this is the fact, obviously it's convenient and make sure that you guys get the content. But my favorite part about this is that in 2 weeks, when I come back, when it's the day that I've scheduled it for, and I've come to actually press post, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm just happy. I'm just happy that the work has been done and I'm able to see it. For me, it's the fact that I get to see it from your perspective, from the audience's perspective. I don't feel like I'm making the content then and there. I feel like I'm just someone like, I'm very much approaching it with the idea now of, what's Emmanuel posting today? What video are we dropping today? And on top of that, the main thing is that I'm looking at it. I've done the work. I done the work 2 weeks ago. I done the work 4 weeks ago to film the content and edit it. Then 2 weeks after that, I done the work to schedule all of that. And now it's making my life today easier. And I think for me, it's one of my favorite things to experience. Just the fact that you done the work. You did the work and now you get to reap the rewards. Like you did something yesterday. It's almost like you're actually doing yourself a favor. And I think people talk about, doing yourself a favor and doing things that are good for you. But sometimes it doesn't always feel good for you. When you eat you need to eat your vegetables, you need to go exercise. Sometimes eating broccoli or eating carrots, it doesn't really taste great. You don't feel like you're doing yourself a favor. Or when you're in the gym, when you're doing things that are a bit harder, it doesn't feel like you're doing yourself a favor. But then actually being able to experience that favor side of it, that's what it feels like when you're actually in that position where you sit back and you're like, I'm really happy I done that. I'm really happy I done that. Because if I didn't film the video a month ago and then edit it 2 weeks ago, it would just make it so much harder for me to post something today. And you really get to experience, cool, that's actually mad convenient, because otherwise I wouldn't have had the time to do that. I've got X, Y, Z to do. I've got clients to coach, people to help on their fitness journey. Hint, if you feel like you need help losing weight, to fit into the clothes the way you want to build your confidence, DM me coach and we can have a quick conversation about whether you'd be a good fit for my one-to-one coaching program. Go to my Instagram, DM me coach, and we can have that conversation. And I think the main thing is just to take away from this that when you put in the work today, whatever it is you're doing, whether it's work, whether it's business, whether it's your fitness, there's going to be a day sometime in the future where you actually sit down and you think, wow, I'm so happy, I'm so glad that I've done that. that I'd done those difficult things back then. So today is so much easier. So today, my fitness is where I want it to be. Or maybe you guys even just need this for work. Maybe work wise, you realize you actually need to sit down and sort your shit out and make sure you're doing the things that you need to be doing. Because I'm like, for me, honestly, it's just one of the highlights of my week, being able to, when I sit down and I'm like, oh, I done this yesterday and it's actually benefiting me today. Overall, just take this as a reminder. And I think all of this stems back to your fitness. And honestly, yeah, if I'm gonna wrap this up, I'm gonna have to tell you that all of this does stem back to fitness for me, because I feel like the times where I am on top of the content, where I am on top of the work, on top of the business side of things, it's those days or those weeks where I'm staying on top of my fitness. I'm in the gym. I'm doing my simple and heavy compound lifts. I'm getting in my zone 2 cardio. I'm eating the things I'm supposed to be eating. By the way, if you don't know these things, if you're not aware of what you need to be doing in the gym, what you need to be doing outside of the gym, what your diet needs to look like, DM me, coach, and we can have that conversation and see if I can help you with this. Or if you're just curious, DM me active, and I'll send you my Simply Lean blueprint for free workout plan and nutrition guide, so you have an idea of what you need to be doing. And then other than that, go have a good week. Go be productive at work, in the office. Get your fitness in. Do what you need to do. Take care. Blessings.